Welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
Welcome to the show. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Happy Wednesday.
Heyo. Welcome to episode 20 freaking 9. Isn't that crazy? I haven't said it in a long time. I mean, 29 is a lot.
I know, it is pretty crazy. And I don't know why this reminded me, just I guess because we're talking about numbers, but this Friday coming up is Friday the 13th.
Yeah. That's
crazy.
Yeah. It will have already passed by the time this comes out, but I hope everything's fine tomorrow. I'm traveling tomorrow, so
yeah.
That's good. Yeah, because we're recording. Tomorrow is our Friday the 13th. So, yikes. Be safe out there, everybody.
I know. I think Friday the 13th is like correlating with COVID now, honestly.
Yeah, it definitely is.
All the mask mandates are coming back and all this stuff. Everyone needs to stay safe out there, guys. Wear your masks.
Get vaccinated.
Yes.
Please.
Do it.
Do it. You know what else you should do? Rate and review us on Apple Podcast.
Yes, do that too.
Okay, Savannah, first and foremost, I have to tell you, I won't spoil it for anybody who's watching it, but there's a new show called American Horror Stories, plural, different than American Horror Story. And I just watched the newest episode 6, if anybody wants to go watch. And it references so many things that we have talked about on this podcast. It's crazy.
Does it really?
I'm going to name a few. Bigfoot, Yowies, mountain people, and national parks.
Oh my
God. All in one episode.
I need to watch that.
You have to. It was crazy. And I was very shocked.
They even say Yowies too.
Yes.
I feel like
when they said Yowies, I was
nobody
like,
knows what that is.
Yeah, it was an Australian man, like the character. And he was like, well, where I'm from, they call them Yowies in his Australian accent. So
I love that.
I know. I loved it too.
Somebody actually commented on our Yowies episode that's on YouTube, and they talked about like there's a British version.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that. I don't remember what it's called though.
Me either.
We'll have to talk about it eventually.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and see what they said, but
definitely.
I thought that was interesting that there's one in Britain too.
Yeah, I assume they're everywhere.
Yeah, me too.
Because they exist. Dun dun dun. Okay, one other thing. It was just a really weird situation that happened to me yesterday. And I was like, might as well tell it on the podcast. So I decided to take my car through a car wash after work yesterday.
Okay.
So boring. Haha. Look at me. And I went through it, whatever. Shiny. And I pulled over into the vacuum spots to vacuum out my car. Because I live at the beach and it was so sandy I could have ran my own beach out of the car. Literally. Yeah. So I had vacuumed half of the car, right? One side. And every time I would finish, I would close the door, open up another one, close the door, whatever. Okay. I do the driver's side of my car and I walk over to the passenger side and the door's locked. And I was like,
oh no.
What? And so I opened the back passenger. It was locked. Well, somehow all of them were locked. And I don't know how. I literally don't know how.
Oh no.
Yeah, luckily I had to go up to this random woman and be like, ma'am, I just locked every single thing. My phone, my keys, my purse, everything I had in my car. And she let me use her phone. So I was able to get out of the situation. But I was just
good.
What happened to... how did that happen? I don't know. Probably we'll never know. But
that is one of my biggest fears, honestly.
Dude, and it was so hot. I was sweating.
Taylor, you always say, oh, that's my biggest fear. This is one of mine.
That's your
locking all of my stuff. It's so what do you do if you lock everything in your car?
You go bombard a random woman to get somebody's phone.
Oh my God.
And then, so then I called my friend, Taylor. Shout out to Taylor, except for not, because I called her 5 times and she didn't answer.
Because it was a random number, probably.
Well, actually, it turns out I called her afterwards when I got everything back, and she did answer, but it was just a mess. Unnecessary mess.
Okay.
But Dina answered on the first call, so she came and got me. But
well, that's good. Honestly, though, I don't know if I would answer a random number.
Yeah, well, somehow...
Which sucks.
Dina was it was from Wilmington. So thank goodness she wasn't a tourist from anywhere else.
Yeah, that's true.
Because she probably wouldn't have answered. But yeah, so you know what? Maybe you should just answer calls from now on. That's what I learned out of this situation.
Yeah, answer calls unless they're like the ones that say spam.
Yeah, because that's what I was
alert or
gonna
something.
say. Like now, most of them say spam or like potential spam. So
Yeah, that's true.
just a PSA for everyone out there.
Yeah, it
Also,
could be your friend needing
yeah,
help.
it could be. And also, you better memorize some phone numbers if you don't have some memorized. Because thank God I had my friends memorized.
I know. I only have my mom's phone number memorized because it's 2 digits
No.
off of mine.
Oh,
So that's why I know it.
yeah. I know a bunch. Luckily, because all of my friends I've pretty much been friends with since middle school, and none of us have changed our numbers. So I used to have to
Yeah.
call them up on the house phone. So
Yeah.
throwback. But anyway, I just had to tell you that because it was crazy. So
Yeah, that is really crazy.
yeah. But I don't have anything
Well-
else if you want to go ahead and get started.
Okay, yeah, we can get started. So this week, I really had no idea what I was gonna do, right? So I asked Garrett what I should like have for a topic this week, and of course he's just gonna say something random.
Of course.
So he said, "Look something up from Tunisia." I was like,
Tunisia?
yeah. So I was
Okay.
like, okay, and that's a country in northern Africa.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I did not know
like-
that, but okay.
Yeah, it's like an Arab country.
Mm-hmm.
So I like looked it up and I was like, what legends were there? And I found out that they believe in like the Djinns and Genies.
No way.
Yes. So they're actually all in the Arab countries over there in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, so I started off from Tunisia, but it's like, all that whole area.
Yeah.
It's not,
It's not
we're not
just
sticking
Tunisia.
there.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is my story for this week.
I'm so
We're
excited.
going to talk about the Djinn. Have you ever heard of Djinns?
No, never.
Okay. Well, the first, like the original word for it is Djinn. And then people would call them like Genies.
Mm-hmm.
And then that translated into Genie.
Okay.
So you know what a genie is, right?
Oh, of course. Rub the
yes.
bottle. You got 3
Exactly.
wishes, baby.
Mm-hmm. So similar idea, but there's a big history with these creatures. So also I think in the past, like the plural for it was Djinn, and then the singular for it was Genie or something, or maybe I have that backwards. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But now I don't think it's like that anymore. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So, anyways, and also another confusing thing, in a lot of like the writing, a Djinn can be one creature, like a certain creature specific, or it can be like referring to a bunch of different magical creatures.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so it's like a group of like random spiritual creatures. Oh yeah, they're all Djinn. You know what I mean? Like
okay.
just a
Yeah,
general
yeah.
word for them.
Mhm.
So like that makes it sort of confusing to know like what they were talking about.
Definitely.
But but I think I got some stuff that's are specific to just this, this one creature, not like the grouping of them.
Cool.
Okay. So I already said they're like in Arab countries, and it was originally said that they were evil and not immortal beings, but they lived longer than humans.
Okay.
And in Islamic tradition, they say that they're spirits that are similar to humans, and they can be good or bad, and they sort of like have their own society.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like very similar to humans, but separate creatures.
Okay.
And according to the Muslim faith, humans are created from clay and water.
Oh.
Angels are created from light, and the Jinn were created from smokeless fire or the essential fire on the day of creation.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so,
Okay, I did not know that.
yeah, so they go back like to the very first day of creation.
Wow.
Apparently.
All the way back.
Mm-hmm. And they are also like invisible to most people.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's cool, I guess. Except for under certain conditions.
Such as when you rub the lamp.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. And dogs and donkeys are able to see them.
Oh, donkeys. Okay, that's random.
I know. Maybe a lot of people have donkeys, so they're like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
No, you're right.
that's
You're
probably
right.
why.
I forgot it's in the Middle East.
Yeah. And they like know the difference between good and evil. But they still can be evil, just like humans, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And according to the Quran, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Quran. They are on the earth to worship God, just like humans.
Oh, cool. So they're basically just like kind of humans.
Yeah, but they live a lot longer, and they were on earth before humans.
Wow, that's crazy.
So, yeah, that's basically what they are. And apparently there's 3 different kinds of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I found on one website anyway. There are Djinn that are able to fly.
Wow.
They can be heavy or light, tall or thin. They're basically shapeshifters.
Whoa.
So there's those ones. I think those ones are like the invisible ones too. I don't know if they all are, or they sound like they would be invisible, right?
Yeah, they do.
There's some that reside in a given area and cannot travel outside of that area.
Such as lamps. I know I keep saying that, but that's just... Or like a bottle. Like a genie in a bottle.
Yeah, something like that. So I guess that's where that idea comes from.
Mm-hmm.
And something said that they may live in abandoned houses.
Okay, that's really creepy.
I know.
You go into like an abandoned house and you think you're going to find ghosts, but no, it's a genie.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but like, can you tell the difference between a ghost and a genie?
I mean, from the description, I think they're very similar.
Okay, yeah, because like they're like invisible,
So,
like dogs can see them.
yeah.
Sounds a lot similar to a ghost to me. So maybe like ghost encounters I've had, maybe actually they were genie encounters.
It could be.
Crazy.
I mean, there's something else too. I think I have written here further down. That has to do with ghosts a little bit.
Okay.
But let's get to the third type of genies. There's those that they manifest as snakes, scorpions, creeping animals, and dogs.
Okay, everything I hate except for dogs.
Oh, dogs and cats actually too.
And cats. Yeah, don't hate cats or dogs. Everything else, I don't know.
Yeah. And it says, a cat should not be chased away early in the morning or late at night because it could be a djinn. And it would take revenge on you.
Oh, yeah, don't do that, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So to protect yourself from a djinn and like just to keep them away from you, people should cover their utensils.
Like kitchen utensils or like what?
I mean, I guess so.
Just all of the utensils.
Just utensils.
Got it.
Close your doors.
Okay.
Keep your children close to you at night.
Okay.
This is at night. Like, this is what you do at night.
Okay.
I forgot to mention that. So, cover your utensils, close your doors, keep your kids close to you.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I do that stuff anyway. You
Yeah.
close the drawer with the utensils in it, right?
Hide your utensils.
You close your doors and stuff like that. Because the djinn will come out at night and they take things. So that's why you have to like hide stuff from them.
Oh.
And you have to keep your kids close to you or they'll take them.
No, don't take my children.
And you have to put out any of your lights that you have on because the djinn could like drag away the wicks of like candles and stuff and start a fire.
What? Why are they so mean?
I don't know.
So I'm assuming these aren't the genies that have like, well, I will grant you 3 wishes.
Yeah, these are the evil
Darn.
ones.
Okay. The kind that
Yeah.
I don't want to see.
There's a lot more about the evil ones than there is the good ones, unfortunately.
Oh, good.
But okay, so back to protecting yourself. The reason why you do all that stuff, like close your doors and stuff, they won't open a locked door. They won't untie a knot or uncover a vessel. So if you cover stuff up and like lock your doors, you'll be fine.
Okay, that sounds easy enough.
Yeah, so it's fine. Okay, and if you find a snake in your house,
Ew.
you need to call out for it for 3 days before killing it.
Are you serious?
I don't really know what that means. Like, call for it, like,
Hello,
hey,
snake.
snake, come out here.
Snaky snake. You're supposed to just like let it live in your house for 3 days?
Yeah.
Okay, quick little tangent. There was a snake in my house when I was little, and I
Oh
did
my
not
God.
call for it for 3 days, and my dad did kill
Oh
it
my God.
immediately. Hope it wasn't a genie.
Well, see, it probably wasn't, because so the reason you do that is you call out to it for 3 days, and then if it is a shape-shifting djinn, it will leave. But I'm pretty sure if you kill it before that, then, it'll take revenge on you.
Okay, yeah, so
So
it was just a regular snake.
Yeah, it was just a snake. It's fine. And apparently Djinn, like, they don't eat regular food, like human food.
Oh.
But if they do eat human food, they steal its energy, and then, like, that's just not good, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Stealing its energy. So that's why people need to, like, pray over their food before eating.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so what do they eat when they are not eating human food?
I didn't really write that down, but I think it said, like, gross stuff. It was like they eat, like, dirt. Like,
Ew.
yeah.
Ew. That's
Yeah.
gross.
So, anyway. They can live, like, anywhere on the planet, but they do prefer certain areas. They prefer to live in deserts, ruins, and, like, it said places of impurity.
Oh.
Which is, like, a graveyard, a dump, a bathroom.
They live in the
And
bathroom.
it listed camel pastures.
Oh. Camel pastures are just so impure. What can I
Yeah.
say?
Yeah, they are. So, and I just realized now that it listed bathrooms, though. It's like, ooh, now I'm scared to go in the
I know.
bathroom.
That's so scary.
Yeah.
It's also disgusting. I wouldn't want to live in a bathroom.
I know. Yeah, but they, like, I don't know, they like all these gross places.
True. Ew.
And they see, this is the part about the ghosts that I have. They can get in touch with dead people and, like, sort of communicate to them.
What? They're teaming up.
Yeah, so they can they basically, like, take messages from the ghosts, and they can relay the messages to people who are living.
Oh, well, that's kind of cool. Is that
Yeah.
what a psychic is? They can just they be
Ooh.
talking to the genies?
Maybe.
Whoa.
I mean, this isn't always good, though,
Oh.
because it can just be, like, them seeing visions or voices of like, deceased people, good or bad,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I don't know. And also, this just gets a little bit worse. Djinn can possess people.
Ew, I do not want to be possessed by a genie. Or a djinn.
Yeah, so when they possess you, they will affect your mood, and they can make you really happy or really sad for no reason at all.
Mm-hmm.
And they make you, like, basically super depressed.
Maybe I have a djinn.
I'm saying, like, maybe that's our problem.
Maybe.
Our generation's problem.
Maybe. The djinn are after us.
Yeah, but good thing, they have no power of the soul or the heart.
Oh, thank goodness.
So
they can just make us real sad.
Right.
But they can't
like,
get the best of us.
Exactly. See, that's all you. Your soul and your heart is always just you.
Cool.
So yeah. So I had to mention, the Djinn are in a few episodes of Supernatural.
Ooh.
I was obsessed with Supernatural
I
for the
have
longest time.
never seen it. I mean, I've seen a couple episodes.
Yeah. I've seen all of it, and it's like 15 seasons.
Oh, I know it is. My brother loves it too.
Yeah. Yeah, it went off the air like a year or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
But if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I love that show. And it has like so many different creatures in it. Like, honestly, I should use that if I want to find a creature next.
Yeah,
Just
honestly,
like find an episode.
definitely. I've definitely said that some of mine were on that show that I've talked about. I need to watch it.
Yeah, you should. But in the show, I'm sure that they like change it a little bit, but they have like some roots to like what these creatures are, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So in the show, the Djinn would like capture people and like keep them like basically unconscious for like weeks or maybe months to feed off of them.
Oh.
Like their energy or their blood or something like that over like a long period of time. And the people are unconscious, but they are given this poison that gives them a hallucination that they're in like a utopia world.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so it's like their best imaginable life for them. And they're just like in this world.
Yeah. But
And they think it's real. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But they're just like...
They're being mean, but they're also being nice.
I mean, yeah. Like, they're killing you, but they're also giving you your best life before you die, right? Yeah. I don't know.
The best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, this basically makes them not want to leave. And it grants their wish.
No.
So that's what comes into wishes.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that part I was like, whoa, that's kind of crazy. I didn't really think about it before, but it just like came to me. I was like, oh my god, their wish has been granted by having this dream life.
So cool.
So that's all I have for the supernatural one. So in some stories of genies, they're bound to an object, just like you've been saying, a lamp. So everybody knows the story of Aladdin, obviously.
Yes.
The Disney one, at least. But there is an original story that is slightly different.
Is it the Brothers Grimm?
No, it is not. It is from this book that's called, like, Arabian Nights or something like that.
Oh, I did know that, actually.
So, I have a quiz for you. See if you know.
Okay.
You probably don't. In the original story, where do you think Aladdin is from?
What place did Garrett tell you to look up the story?
Tunisia.
That's my guess.
Wrong.
Dang
He is from China.
Oh, okay.
I know, very unexpected, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, why did they change it?
Yeah, why did they change it? That seems a little bit like a cultural appropriation, if you ask me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the story did, it was like a Middle Eastern story about somebody from China, you know?
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So it wasn't a Chinese story.
Gotcha.
But the main character was Chinese. So, and I think this story does take place in China and in the Middle East. I don't really know what country over there, but somewhere. So in this version, Aladdin is from China and his mother is alive.
Oh.
So he's not like just an orphan on the streets either. Yeah. So the story goes, Aladdin was approached by an evil magician, which in the movie is Jafar.
Yes.
I just think it's funny that they called him an evil magician.
I want that title.
I know. So he convinces him that he is Aladdin's uncle, like his deceased dad's brother.
Okay.
And he tells him, he like convinces him to go into a cave to retrieve a lamp. And he gives him a ring for protection. So he goes in to get the lamp, but ends up being trapped. So he sits there and he's like really anxious, so he starts rubbing his hands together.
Okay.
And then he rubs the ring doing this, and what do you think? Out pops a genie.
Oh.
So the genie comes out and he's like, yo, what's going on? So Aladdin's like, can you get me out of here? So they get him out of the cave, right, and back home.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets the lamp too this time.
Okay.
So he's back home and his mother's like, okay, you have this lamp, this like fancy lamp, and we need money, so we're gonna sell it. So she like cleans it, and as she's cleaning it, out pops another genie.
Oh, snap.
So now there's 2 genies in this original story.
Okay.
So, and the one from the lamp is like more powerful than the one from the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that has to do with the size of the item.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yes, that's interesting. So, anyways, Aladdin uses the genies to help him get the princess. Of course.
Of course. Always.
Just like in the other story. But her name in this is not Jasmine. It's a different name that I don't really even know how to pronounce.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just
We
going to
never
say
do.
Princess.
Yes. Princess Jasmine.
Princess, actually her name starts with B. So we can say Princess B.
Okay. Sounds good.
So he uses her to get the princess, and they end up getting together, and he's like in the palace, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the evil magician comes back, and he tries to sneak into the palace and get the lamp.
Of course.
He's like,
where's my lamp?
Exactly. He's like, I sent you in here to get this, and you just took it.
You took it and my ring and my genie ring.
Exactly. Like, come on. And he ends up tricking the princess and gets the lamp.
No.
Unfortunately. And the genie that's attached to it.
No.
So he gets it and he leaves, but he also ends up making a wish or getting the genie to take the whole palace and move it to...
What?
I know. Take the whole palace and move it to, like, I don't know, wherever he lives.
Yeah. A couple towns over.
Yeah, he took the whole palace. So then Aladdin's just there. He's like, great, what am I supposed to do now? So he uses the other genie, the
ring
weaker,
genie.
Yeah, the weaker one. He's like, okay, well, you're not strong enough to get me back my palace, but you can get me to the palace.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets him to take him to this new place, and then he basically fights this evil magician.
Okay, who wins?
Yeah, so they fight, and Aladdin wins.
Yay!
He gets the lamp, and he also, I'm pretty sure he kills the evil magician.
Oh,
so
snap.
he's gone. And he takes back his palace, gets back. It's happily ever after, or is it?
Dun, dun,
because
dun.
there's another twist. The evil magician has a brother.
What? And it's not his dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that was a lie.
Yeah.
So his brother comes and disguises himself as an old woman.
No.
And tries to take the palace and everything. And he ends up tricking this princess again.
Wow.
Because apparently she's stupid or something.
Apparently.
So he tricks her and he gets her again. But the genies, they saw him and they're like, this doesn't seem right. So they tell Aladdin, and Aladdin ends up like defeating him too.
Nice.
So at the end, Aladdin marries the princess and becomes sultan or king or whatever that's called.
Yeah.
So I thought that story was
I want
great.
that
Like,
movie.
I know, like it still has so many like similar things, but it's just like
Definitely, but that one sounds better.
yeah, because
Wow.
there's 2 genies too.
Exactly.
It's like, why did they have to get rid of one?
Right.
So yeah, honestly, that's one of the only good things I found about genies.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So that's what we were going to end with. The good thing about genies.
Yes.
This Aladdin story.
I want to see a genie.
So,
even if it's mean.
do you want to find like one that's an object or like which kind?
I want a ring genie. A weak little genie that I can like just, have on my finger when I'm bored.
And also what I saw like didn't really say anything about them having to grant you 3 wishes. Like I think that might have come in later.
Yeah.
Like I think the whole thing is that they're powerful and they can like do these things for you, but I don't know if originally they were like granting wishes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, me neither. That's so cool. It's so cool that they think, like, that people, like, Middle Eastern people believe that genies are real. Because I feel like Western, like, American people do not at all. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing at all.
Yeah, so they, I'm pretty sure it comes from their culture, and what I said in my notes is it's in the Quran a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So...
That's
I think
so crazy.
It's referred to as like, it's similar to demons though.
Oh, okay.
So we like, Americans are more likely to believe in demons, I think. Okay. So that's similar.
That
like,
makes
comparison,
sense. Yeah, that makes sense. That's so cool though. I still kind of want to see one.
I know. Yeah.
I don't know. That's cool. Wait, you probably don't know this, but do you know if there's ever any in like America?
Oh, well, it said that they can live anywhere.
Oh, yeah, but they want to live in the sin places. Or the...
Yeah, and they want to live in, like, deserts and stuff.
Oh, yeah. True that. That's crazy.
So...
Well, maybe one day I'll see a genie.
I know. We need to find, like, one of those old oil lamps.
Yes, we do. We're going to go on a hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's cool. I love that story. My story is far, far darker than that.
See, I know I needed to have, like, a happy, like, Aladdin story.
Oh, yeah. You were right. I'm always going to have a dark story, honestly. So, this week...
This always happens.
It always does. This week, I am covering the legend of Poveglia Island.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Never heard of it.
Okay, well, you're going to learn quite a lot about it. So...
Okay.
Poveglia Island is a very, very small island located between Venice and Lido in northern Italy.
Oh,
so
okay.
we got a nice Italian island. And no, not like the one in Lucca, tragically.
Oh, no.
Not nearly as cool and pretty of a place. But, so this island is so small. It's literally so small. It's only 18 acres. Like, my grandpa's farm is bigger than that. Like, it's very small. So, and this is really cool. I feel like it's like a very small canal divides the island in half.
Oh my god, so it's even smaller.
Yeah, it's even smaller. But it looks cool because it's like broken in half.
Yeah.
But yes, so this island first appears on historical record in the year 421.
Oh my god.
421. That is so old. Like, what? How is that even a real year?
Do you think it was bigger back then?
Probably. I'm sure.
It had to be.
Yeah, I'm sure it's eroded since then. Especially, we're going to get into some history. So I know, definitely. Okay. So, anyways, it was a populated island from 421 to 1379. But in 1379, the people who lived on the island had to evacuate because there was a war going on.
Oh.
So, and I don't know what war, but, so after they left, the island was literally just used for the war, and then eventually the war ended, and then the island was left empty. And then it sat empty for centuries. Just because, I mean, it was really small, not really that hard to get to, but, like, why would you want to live on a small island? Live on a big island.
Yeah. Yeah, like, once they left, they were probably like, we're just going to stay in these big cities.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to stay on land. Thanks, though. So they decided, that they were going to use this island as a quarantine station for people who had the plague and other diseases.
Oh, no.
And eventually, after the plague people eventually also those with mental issues. So just a bunch of people who were just real down on their luck were sent to this island.
I think I have actually heard something about this.
Yeah, this is a pretty popular story. So,
oh my gosh. You had to do a quarantine story.
Of course, shout out.
On COVID.
And we're probably going to go back into quarantine, so had to
Yeah.
had to bring it back for this one.
Exactly.
Our quarantine won't be nearly as bad as this one, though. So, the Italian government decided that they needed to fight the spread of the bubonic plague. And the only really way that they could do that at the time was to get rid of the people who were spreading it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was spreading so fast at this time. Literally 1 in 3 Europeans were killed by the plague at the time. So that's a lot of people. Like a lot.
Okay, not to interrupt or anything, but like what is the statistic now for COVID?
I don't know. It's probably similar. I have no idea. Not with vaccination rates or anything. I have no clue. But I wouldn't say it's as bad as this, but I would probably say probably 1 in 10. 1 in 15 maybe. Which still is not good odds. It's not at all. So, but you know, different times compared to now, because literally anybody who showed even one small symptom was sent away to this island. One cough, you're done. You're done for. You're getting sent away.
Yeah, I feel like they could just do stuff like that to you back then.
Oh, for sure they could. Like, they didn't need to prove anything.
Yeah. We have too many rights now.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Thank goodness. Honestly. So, literally, they were just like, oh, look, there's an empty island. Let's just send people there to die. So, and that's what they did. Because literally, like, 98% of the people who contracted the plague at this time died from it. Like, there was no medicine, not really, at the time. So, yeah, people were just sent here to die. And Poveglia... Oh, go ahead.
Was there anything on the island?
No, not to begin. I mean, of course, there were, like, some houses, like, when people lived there before. But then the war happened or whatever. But then they built stuff on the island. And I'll get to that a little bit later.
Okay.
But Poveglia Island was used as a quarantine station for more than 100 years.
100 years?
100 years of just thousands and thousands and thousands of people dying.
Is that how long the plague lasted?
Yep. Hopefully it won't be the same for COVID.
That is so scary to think about.
I know. This story it cuts a little deep here.
It hits really hard.
It sure does.
Oh God, I'm not thinking about that. We're not comparing anymore. I don't want that to happen.
No. Suddenly this is just, we cannot compare it because it's horrible. Yes.
100 years? Oh God, okay.
I know. So, and we're going to get into more of the history because there's a whole lot more. But because of the history of this island, everybody claims that this is the #1 most haunted island in the entire world.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and visits to Poveglia Island are absolutely prohibited. Nobody can go there. You absolutely cannot go there. You can if you get very special permission, but also, like, Italians will not take you. They won't take you. They don't want to go anywhere near it. So you got to find somebody who's really brave to get you to even boat out there. And then it's still illegal. So.
Isn't that so gross out there, though? Like,
oh, it's gross. It's gross. Oh, yes, it is.
I wouldn't want to go see it.
No, definitely not. So, I said today the island is completely empty. Nobody lives on it. But there are some buildings that remain. So, from when they determined that they were going to send people here, they had built a church, a hospital. Later on in history, they built an asylum, which I'll get into later. A bell tower, a couple of administration buildings for the staff, and the oldest buildings on the island, they were built in 1645 by the Venetian government, and there were 5 octagonal forts to protect and control the entrance to the island. So, and 4 of those still remain today, the forts.
Okay, what I want to know is how do they pick who is going to work there? Like, who would want to work there?
Literally, it was government officials. So they, like, signed up to it. Yeah.
Because wouldn't you catch the plague from it?
Yeah, literally, yes. Yeah. So I'm assuming, like, The nurses were all women, because who cares about women in this time? Nobody. So, I don't know. I don't know who worked there, but not good. The island also contains a bunch of plague pits, is what they're called.
Oh, no.
So, there's a lot of death going on here. And they didn't want to risk, transporting the bodies back to, mainland, because they didn't want the plague to spread. They didn't know if it could spread, once they were dead or not, which I'm sure it could. So they were like, well, we need to keep all these bodies on the island, so let's just throw them in the plague pits and set them on fire.
Oh, my God.
And that's what they did to nearly 200,000 people.
Oh, my God. How do they even know how many, though?
Oh, they don't. They don't know. That's just a rough estimate. Because they don't know. Because they weren't keeping track. Nope.
That's insane.
Oh, it's insane. And you know what's even more insane? Almost 50% of the soil on that island is actually human remains.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Not good. Not good at all.
No, not good at all.
Yeah. So, yeah. Over the years, almost 200,000 people died on the island. But do you want to know how many people were cured of the disease and were actually able to leave the island?
None.
Well, a few.
Oh, okay.
Not an exact
That's
amount,
good.
but less than 50 people.
Oh, my God. I really was thinking that nobody survived.
Yeah. Yeah, just a very few. A very small amount survived. So, shout out to them for surviving that.
They were probably the ones who had, the smallest of symptoms and didn't
They were the
actually even
ones
have
who
it.
just had a cold at the time. And then
Yeah.
they were like, you have the plague, go to the island. And that's the only way they
Yeah.
survived.
Exactly.
So sad. So, as I said, it was running as the quarantine station for over 100 years. But after that, after the plague had, died down a little bit, they stopped using it as the quarantine place. And they were like, you know what? This is still a really good island to, put people that we don't want to deal with.
Oh, my God.
So let's build a mental asylum. So, in 1922, they built a mental asylum that housed thousands of mentally ill patients, ranging from really simple mental issues such as anxiety, all the way to murderers.
Yeah, see, that's just like the hospital that I was talking about.
Yep.
That's what
I
they
was
did
gonna
with
say.
all of them.
Yep.
It's just...
Yeah, they were like, we don't want to deal with you crazy folk. Let's just send them away. So, yeah. And it's important to know that, these patients were mentally ill. They were all mentally ill somewhat, right? Well, when these patients were moved to this island, they would regularly report seeing really sick ghosts, and that they would be kept awake all night long, every single night, from screams of these ghosts. But who believed them? Because these people were mentally ill. They didn't know what they were talking about.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they were just
They were like, you're crazy.
hallucinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But were they?
Good.
Absolutely not.
Probably not.
Definitely. They were definitely not. They were definitely not. They were hearing the people who had died from the plague on the island.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you mentioned, we've already talked about some psychiatric hospitals on this podcast before. And we know that there is a lot of mistreatment going on in these asylums.
Yes.
And that happened here too. There were really gruesome experiments done, including lobotomies, which is literally disgusting to me. That's one of my biggest fears. A lobotomy. No,
Yeah.
no.
See, my fears are everyday things. Yours is I don't want to get a lobotomy.
Yeah, but that's because everything, everyday things, happen to me all the time. So, those can't be my fears.
Right.
Gotta have crazy ones.
That's true.
Yeah, but you know what's really sad is that nobody ever got in trouble because nobody cared about these people. And once you went to Poveglia Island, you were basically forgotten. People weren't coming to visit you or anything. So
Yeah, because nobody was going to that island.
no, nobody was going to the island ever. So these people just suffered bad. But there was one place that was a little bit worse, but I'll get to that in a minute. There was one specific doctor.
I thought you were going to say better. You said, there's one place that's a little worse.
Oh yeah, there is one place that's a little worse. No,
oh my gosh.
it doesn't get better in this story. It never does.
Okay. Good to know.
Worse
Good
and worse
to
and
know.
worse. So this one doctor, I couldn't find his name literally anywhere, and I looked for so long. So we're just going to call him the doctor. But he was literally insane, probably more insane than all of the patients combined, even the murderers. And he did really, really cool things to all the patients and performed really weird and strange experiments on them, and honestly literally did whatever he wanted to do. So, not good at all. And the place, so the really bad place, you know, the whole place was bad. You don't want to be on the island, period. But the place that you really don't want to be taken to is the bell tower. Because that is where the doctor did all of his really, really harsh experiments.
In the bell tower?
Yeah. I guess because that was like his place, like his little office, his little sanctuary that like nobody was going to bother him in.
Right. Okay.
So if you were getting taken to the bell tower, you knew something bad was about to happen to you, which is really sad. But really ironic is that this doctor claimed that the patients actually drove him mad himself, and he ended up throwing himself out of the bell tower, and he died that way. But that's at least how the legend goes. Because nobody was ever able to confirm if he threw himself out or if somebody pushed him.
I hope someone pushed him.
I hope somebody pushed him so bad. Like one of the patients who was about to get like a crazy surgery done, and they just like got up and pushed him. I hope that's what happened.
Okay, I'm actually picturing the movie right now for this, though.
Same.
Like,
we should make the movie. No, not really.
There should be.
Yeah, let's make it.
Oh my gosh.
Copyright, don't take
And
that
then
idea
it's
from
just
us.
like it's following this one patient, and then he gets taken to the bell tower, and it's like the last scene, and he gets like that pushes the doctor out the window.
Yes. Okay, let's do it.
And then runs away.
Nobody take
Oh
our
my
idea.
Yeah.
He like gets on a boat and like runs away, paddles
We're
away. and that's it.
copywriting that
Yeah.
idea.
No, yeah, we are actually. The movie's already made. Don't take it from us. So anyway, his death happened in 1968, and once they found his body, was when the hospital shut down. So like they didn't care about any of the patients who died or anything. No. But when the doctor died, oh yeah, let's shut it down. Like that's what's too much. So,
Yeah, because they're like, oh, somebody who like wasn't crazy, like got crazy from all these people. So
right.
something must be happening.
Right. So messed up. Unbelievably messed up. So the bell tower was removed from the island decades ago. But people who have visited the island still claim to hear the chimes from the bell tower echo around the island. Because apparently this doctor would ring the bell tower like every single night. So people still hear it, even though there's no bell tower there anymore. So definitely a ghost. A little ghosty activity.
Yeah, there's no bell tower, and also who would be ringing it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody's there. Like nobody is there. Crazy. So the most common thing that people have reported happening, because there are a bunch of brave people who have been to the island, even though it's illegal, you know, people do what they want.
Yeah.
So the most common thing that people say is that they will just randomly hear screams around the island. But as I said, nobody else is there. Like literally nobody is there. So the screams, they're coming from the tortured souls who live their last days there. It was just so sad. If you really think about
that's
it.
terrible.
I know. And to this day, charred human bones will wash up on the shore of the island and the surrounding land from this island.
Oh no.
Yeah. And
Is there, how many people were in the catacombs compared to how many people died on this island?
Oh, well, there were millions of bodies under the catacombs.
Okay, so not comparable.
Not comparable, but also that was like miles and miles of land. This is only
That's
18
true.
acres.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
compared, I can't do that math, but probably similar.
Yeah. It just reminded me of it. Cause
Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
these cities that you don't really think about them having all these like mass graves.
Exactly.
Just have them.
Exactly. There's just, you don't know what you could be walking on top of, honestly.
Yeah.
Bodies are everywhere. So watch out, because you never know. You never know. But I already said earlier, but the people of Italy stay as absolutely far away as they can from this place. Like they know what happened. They know it's serious, and they do not play around. Fishermen literally will not fish near the island.
Good, because that's kind of gross.
It's
too.
very gross.
It's not even just like the spirits and stuff. It's just gross.
For sure. It's literally disgusting. But obviously, some people have fished But what do they catch? Fish? No, not fish. They catch bones in their nets and human remains.
Yeah.
So it's just so disrespectful, like in every single way. So the Italian people actually think that the island is cursed. And honestly, me too, because how could it not be at this point? So they don't want to be cursed, and they say that anybody who goes to the island will also be cursed. So.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
I feel like, what if like a spirit would follow you home? I feel like they would from that place.
I know. Like, I would honestly want to bring spirits home with me because, like, I gotta get off the island.
I guess so. But then they would just follow you around and then you're cursed, just like they say.
I wouldn't want to be cursed. Okay, so I said, rewind a little bit. The mental hospital closed in 1968 when the doctor, died in some way off the bell tower. So after this, a family actually purchased the island, and I wasn't able to find their names either, but they bought it because they wanted to build a vacation home on the island. Just let's have a summer home on our little fancy island, which sounds good. I'm not gonna lie. And it was also very cheap, and they were like, oh my gosh, it's just so perfect. It's like a dream come true, our own summer home on our little private island. Guys, PSA, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. And especially if it's land or a house that's like really, really nice, but it's like really, really cheap, automatically something bad happened there. Like you should honestly already know. And I'm not blaming them, but also I am. But so they bought it to build their house, right? And they were so excited when they first got there. They were like, oh my gosh, like we're going to build the cutest house or whatever. And, they were planning on staying that night. But what happened? It was getting dark, and the family claims that their youngest daughter's face was almost ripped off by a really angry ghost. And they never returned to the island, and they sold it as fast as they could.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Ripped off. How can a ghost do that?
I don't know. Was it the doctor ghost? Who knows? Maybe. Because the doctor's ghost haunts the island too. People have reported it. So, not good. Not good at all. Another personal story that I found from the island, it's not open to the public. And it's been privately owned by like a bunch of different people since it closed. But eventually, it just became abandoned and somebody owns it but never goes to it because, obviously. But you can request permission to go if you, like, find a boat, somebody to take you, like I said. But anyways, so this group of friends got permission to go explore and found some brave soul to take them. Couldn't be me. But when they entered the building that the main mental asylum was in, they heard a really deep voice was like, leave immediately and do not return. And that scared them enough that they did. They did not go back.
That would scare me too.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Like, absolutely not. Okay. So another story that I read. Basically the same things, shadows, heard screams, heard the bell tower, like, ringing and stuff. But, this guy, it was like a blog post. I'm going to text you now the picture so you can look at it. But this guy took a lot of pictures, documented his whole trip, and he actually caught a picture of a ghost. This picture will be on our Instagram if you want to see it. And so there's like the main picture, and then it's zoomed in. So you can see a person standing beside this building. Kind of see-through.
Yes. Oh my God, that does look like a person.
Yeah, and it really looks real. Like, it really does. Creepy. I know.
Wait, somebody's standing there, but it's like see-through. So
yeah, it's like literally a ghost. It's crazy. So go check out our Instagram if you want to see that. Very creepy. Yeah. So, Ghost Adventures, obviously the TV show, and another TV show called The Scariest Places on Earth, have went and investigated the island. They found all the same things. Like, every single time, all the same things happened. So, if you want to go watch those, go do it.
God.
But I know it sounds crazy, but is it bad that I want to go here?
I knew you were gonna say that.
Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know.
I don't know. I want to see pictures of it. I want to see like how it's set up and everything, but I don't know if I would actually want to go. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's like disrespectful,
yeah.
but also I just want to go. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just would like to see it. And people also say like when they step on the island, they just get like an immense like feeling in them that just like this is not a good place to be in. Which makes me want to go even more because I want to feel like if I feel it. But
True, I guess.
but I will probably never go to this place because it's very hard to get to. So I won't try that hard. But if the opportunity comes up, I might have to do it.
Yeah. I just wanted to go back to that cute little island that before the war.
I know that they were just like
had
living
all
on
the
it.
people.
They were thriving.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure it was so cute.
Yeah, like
And there's also like a little bridge that connects because you know like the canal runs through the middle. There's a bridge that connects. I'm like that's so cute. Why did it have to turn so bad so fast? It's so sad. But yeah, that is the legend of Poveglia Island, the
oh my
number
gosh,
one most haunted island in the whole world.
I need more pictures of it. I need to see what this place looks like.
Oh yeah, see, it's actually cute. Like it's so creepy to look at it and know like what it is, and like the ground is like literally 50% human remains, but it's cute. Like
Does it look like it is a burial ground, or does it look like
No.
it's like
it just looks like
a
an
normal
abandoned creepy
island?
town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Creepy. But check out our Instagram if you want to see pictures. I'll send you pictures right now so you can see them. But
Okay.
yeah, definitely go check out the pictures because it's creepy. That's all I know. But rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, please.
I might need to look up like those Ghost Adventures episodes or something.
I know,
or,
I
like-
didn't actually even watch them,
Oh,
which is why I didn't talk much about them because I didn't have time. But I want to watch them too.
Yeah. Is that on anything?
I don't know. I'm sure it's on something.
Yeah, we'll find it somewhere.
Definitely.
Okay.
But
well,
I don't really have anything else for this week.
Yeah.
Do you?
nope, not really.
Alrighty. Well, then we'll see you next week.
Cue the music.